Hey, good morning, guys. The street lights are still on. Got up a little extra early this morning, get some stuff done, go through some emails, slammed an energy drink, and out we go for morning movement. So I got an email yesterday from a client who said, "Hey Matt, bro, I don't understand how you get our projects done so quickly." He's like, "You're constantly getting an email and it's like you start working on the project as soon as you get it. Your turnaround time is amazing." Now look, for the last 8 years, I've been averaging around 1,600 articles per year. I write multiple articles for clients every single day, at least 5 days a week, sometimes on the weekends, depending on the workload that I have. And I guess we're going to turn this into a story time, I guess. I don't want to make it too long, but I think it's important for people to understand, I guess, the background, to give you guys some context of the way I'm wired. So let's talk about work ethic. Where do I get my work ethic from? Because I truly believe that your work ethic comes from your past, your upbringing, the people that you've surrounded yourself with. And for me, I truly believe that I got my work ethic from my dad. For as long as I can remember, going back to when I was a wee lad, just a little kid, when I went to bed at night, I would wake up in the morning and my dad would be gone. Not because he was absent or that he wasn't around. It's because this dude would wake up at like 4 o'clock in the morning so that he could be in the office by 5 o'clock. And he would work until 5 o'clock at night. There were times where he would come home at night, eat dinner. Sometimes he would leave after dinner, or I'd go to bed and he would go back into work, because he wanted to get to know every single person on every single shift. Mind you, he did not own the business. He held a lot of positions, directors, managers, all of these positions for various, different manufacturing companies, various industries, from ball bearings to lighting to foods, fresh foods. And I say it all the time, I'm like, be the hardest worker in the room. I don't know many people who could say that they're in the room with my dad and say that they're the hardest worker. If they truly believe that, A, they're wrong, and B, my dad would prove them to be wrong. My dad is in his 60s now. He could very easily retire. Funny thing is, several years ago, he was like, "You know what? I'm gonna retire. I'm done." He told the company that he was working with, "Hey guys, I'm gonna retire." And they said, man, this business won't survive without you. We really need your help. What if you came on part-time? Now, granted, again, my dad was an employee, a salaried employee, not an hourly, but this dude will be putting in 60 plus hours a week for every company that he's ever worked with. Mind you, he's only getting paid for 40. Never complained. Never went and said, hey, I want more money. Just showed up every day. There's not too many people who can say that they showed up every day and gave it their all. So, he's of retirement age, still working. Granted, he's not getting up at, 4 o'clock in the morning as much anymore. But my dad, part-time, is basically working full-time hours. He just didn't want to be working 60 hours a week anymore. So, he's putting in maybe 30 to 40 hours a week. To him, that's part-time. That's fucking rad if you ask me. I've told my dad several times that he should start his own business, or he should break free and become a consultant. And I'm not saying this to brag. I don't even know if he'll ever see this video. But my dad is fucking brilliant. He's one of the smartest dudes I know. If he can't answer a question or figure out how to do something, he's gonna learn it. He's gonna research it, he's gonna look it up, he's gonna figure it out. He always says where there's a will, there's a way. My dad never gave up on anything. I learned so much from him, just from a work ethic standpoint and how to treat people that you work with. I've never met anybody who knew every single employee, whether they worked above them, worked below them, knew their name, knew their family, knew their background, and who could walk down the hall of any business that he was a part of, and everyone would stop and talk to him. How many jobs have you worked where your boss, everybody hated that motherfucker? They avoided that boss like the plague. They saw their boss walking down the hall, and they would duck into another room just to get away from him or her, because they didn't like them, they didn't respect them. I don't know a single business or person where my dad has worked that did not respect him. Why? Because he took care of his employees. That shit is dead these days. Businesses, employers, and business owners only care about the money these days for the most part. They don't give a fuck about their employees. And that's why their employees don't show up every day. They don't give a fuck about the business. They don't care and they don't respect you. I learned from my dad that your business, again, this wasn't his business, but owners loved him because they treated the business as if it were his. Now, I don't know the whole financial backing of how much my dad made over his career. I can only assume that it was a fairly lucrative amount based off of the things that he accomplished, the goals that he exceeded, the revenue that he helped explode, the growth of a company. But it comes down to how he treated the people he worked with. I forget where I was. I think I was at, I was picking up food with my oldest son, and somebody had a shirt on of a company that he worked with. And I said, hey man, I said, do you work there? He goes, yeah. I said, yeah, my dad used to work there. He goes, yeah? Who's your dad? I told him, my dad, and he goes, holy shit, you tell him I said hello. We need him to come back. That dude cared about us. He helped grow the company. That guy was brilliant. Let that sink in. Now, granted, my dad left that company to help grow a bigger company. But the fact that an old employee would talk about someone that way and not be like, that motherfucker left us. What a dickhead. I hate that guy. He treated us like shit. No, this dude had nothing but positive things to say. That was super refreshing. I knew everything he said to be true. But he didn't have to say what he said. He could have literally just said, yeah, I know your dad. I worked with him. And left it at that. But to say he's a great guy, he's a brilliant man, he did so much for us, I really liked working with him, we really need him back, he can help fix the company. And that's something that my dad would do. The fucking guy's brain needs to be analyzed. He can look at any problem, any fucking problem, and figure out how to solve it. Whether it's a home project, business, and it could be an area of business that, sure, he might be, let's say, director of operations and overseeing everything. But then obviously you have the people under him, the marketing guys, the sales guys. But my dad would be in the trenches with these cats, brainstorming, figuring out ways to improve things, getting people up to speed, hiring and training. Like, he had his hands in everything, and he didn't have to. And I think that's what people really respected. Because when you look at a lot of business owners today, and even managers, look at like restaurant managers, they'll have people clean the bathrooms and do all that stuff. Like, dude, my dad would do that just because he didn't feel that he was above anybody else. He wasn't above doing any job, no matter what it was. He would clean toilets, and he did. My dad, for a company picnic, they hit a milestone, and my dad went to HR and to his boss, who's the owner, and said, look, I want to do steaks, a steak luncheon where we make steak for everybody. And they were like, bro, that's expensive. And my dad went to bat for his employees and said, they deserve it. That's what I want to do, and I just need your blessing. So what did they do? They went and got a bunch of grills. They got a whole bunch of steaks. They had part of it catered. Instead of sitting there eating his steak, my dad fed every single employee first. He manned the grill, and he made steaks for everybody. And he did it before he ate. They like to say the king eats first. Well, in my dad's case, everybody else eats first, because he takes care of his team. So, where do I get my work ethic from? If I need to explain that, you need to check your head. My dad is my role model. He's a superhero to me. And the world needs more people like him. not just from a humanitarian standpoint, but from a business ownership standpoint. People can learn a lot from him. So, with that being said, I told you it was going to be story time. That's where I get my work ethic from. My ability to put in long hours, put my clients above myself, put my employees above myself. Because look, I can't do this shit myself. I need help. I want a good team around me. I want clients that respect me. I hear a lot of clients that work with people, and they work with them, but they don't respect them. They're just like, yeah, he does a good job, and that's it. But they don't respect the person. The fact that my client reached out to me yesterday, just saying, hey, bro, I don't know how you get this done so quick. You know, your turnaround time is unbelievable. And he said he appreciates what I've done. He said there's a reason you're at the top of your game, why everybody works with you, why everyone's lining up to have you do their copy and content. You know, that meant something to me, because most people don't get praise from clients. And look, I'm not one of those people who needs a pat on the back, a handshake, or a slap on the ass to say good job. But, you know, it's refreshing to hear that from a client who didn't have to say that. So for me, man, I want to be the hardest worker in the room. And while I'll walk into a room with my dad, I'm inferior to his accomplishments. I know as long as he's in the room, I've still got work to do. And that's coming from somebody who schedules out his day in blocks, where every second of every minute of every hour of every day is mapped out. From projects I'm working on, to a workout, to a walk like what I'm doing now, to coaching baseball with my oldest son, to coaching t-ball with the twins. I know that I have to get up early. I have to grind in order to get everything done that I feel I need to get done. But if you're a business owner, you know that's not enough. Like 24 hours in a day? Shit, I need 35. And even then, I'm not gonna get everything done. Why? Because there's always something to do. There's always something to work on, to improve, to grow, to fix. So, I hope y'all enjoyed story time this morning. We started when it was dark. As you can see back here, the sun is coming up. I didn't see my deer buddies this morning. Maybe I came a little too early since I got up and out early. Maybe we'll see them tomorrow. But hopefully you guys got some value out of this. Maybe it gave you a little boost no matter the time that you're watching it. Hopefully it motivated you. Hopefully it made you rethink how hard you're really working and what you want out of your time at work or your time building your business. There's a lot that goes into it. I respect those who hustle. Again, my dad, while he has an entrepreneurial mindset, He's been an entrepreneur his entire life. And look, you can have that. You can have the people who don't want to take on the risks of starting a business, potentially losing everything that they have. Trust me, I understand. I took that leap multiple times with multiple businesses and buying businesses to become a partner. And dude, it's not easy. There are times where you're like, shit, man, I don't know if I made the right move here. But you keep working, you keep grinding. Hopefully things will work out in the end. But if you're an entrepreneur, treat the business as if it were your own. People will notice. Ownership will notice. Look, that's how you get promoted in life. When people see the passion that you have for a job, for a business, for a company. Sometimes it goes in your favor, sometimes it doesn't. It all depends on who's running the company and what their vision is and them as a person. I always want to look to improve people, because the more you improve them, the more responsibility that you can give them, the more they can do to help you. And at the same time, the more money they can make. But I'm dragging this on, guys. I'm going to sign off. I'm going to finish my cardio here, head back, get ready for the day, drop the kids off at the bus, start grinding. I hope you do the same. Happy Thursday, everybody. Have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.